All right, here we go. Happy Friday. And we are a minute early and we are live. Loving it. Good Friday morning to you all. Let's get a couple people in here since we're a little early. First time for everything. How's everybody doing this week? Hope you all had a great week this week. As you can see, we are back in the home office. Finally, if you're watching this, jump on, say hello. Let me know you guys are out there in the old interweb lands. Just let me know how you guys' week is going. I'm not sure what the heck's going on. I need a haircut and a little bit of a trim. We got a lot going on this week. A lot to discuss, some important topics to discuss. So jump on and say hello. Andrew, thank you, brother. Always can rely on you jumping on, saying hello. Good morning to you, sir. How are you over there? Now, where are you, Andrew? I thought you were traveling here recently. How you doing, brother? Good stuff. Who else do we got out there? Who else? Who else? We're gonna start the show off. Yeah, with a question of the week because it's something that's been weighing heavily on my mind as of late. Um, when is it enough enough? I think it's an important topic, and we're gonna jump into that here in just a minute. 2,000 miles in 5 days. Listen, that's Andrew. That's a lot, brother. Believe me, I know. You know, I know. Yeah, that's that's a lot of traveling, man. Assuming you're driving all of it too. So, Nashville, Tennessee to Barkley Dam, 175 miles, 2 weeks for Gold Star families starting. Wow, awesome. American River Stokers Foundation. Hey, thank you for jumping on, and we're gonna make like that page right there. Check that out. That is awesome. Sorry about your friend Andrew. My condolences, brother. Let me see here. 9:02. All right, listen, it's time, folks. It's time for your HMG weekly wrap up. Let's get this party started. Enough is enough. When is enough enough is the question. When is uh enough enough? What do I mean by that? Oh, he's probably going to talk something political. Meh. I want to know the reason why I'm bringing this up. When is enough enough? Um, when are you going to start being happy? Start looking at your life. When are you going to start being happy? When will you? When will we hold our leaders of this country accountable? When will you stop taking the abuse? Now, these are kind of open ended questions, and I did that on purpose because you can interpret some of these really. Well, what does Adam mean by that? Well, you interpret it the way you want. I didn't want to get you guys thinking this morning. When is enough enough? When will you recognize your worth and stop taking abuse? And that could be in your personal life, that could be in your business, place of work. Recognize your worth kind of ties into that, I would say. Um, you know, when is enough enough? When I always say, usually every week I say something about the mainstream media and kind of the BS that propaganda stuff that happens there, and you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. This is just Adam's opinion right now, but I think enough's enough with kind of what's going on in the world, especially now, right? Mark Peterson, I love you, brother. Thank you for jumping on. Patriot Pride. Mark, we got to get together this year, man. That's going to be one of the enough. We got to get together. We've been missing each other, man. Enough's enough, Mark. Got to get together. Broke down in South Dakota. I can't help you, man, but I hope you get that fixed. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me see here. Gabe, right now. Hey, there's no tomorrow. You know what, Gabe? Gabe, elaborate on that. And I think I know what you mean because you've been a friend of mine for a long time. But enough is enough, and you have to look at your life and I would say always be grateful first and foremost of the things that you do have. And you know, several people this week have talked about their businesses or something's going on in their personal lives, and kind of help me look at what's going on in the world today. Gas prices are soaring, and it's easy to get wrapped up in the propaganda media negativity. I'm guilty of it, and I tell everybody, I tell all of you, don't do it. And here I'm guilty of it myself. I'm calling myself out. I'm putting myself out there, and but there's so many good things that are happening. And Mark's right. Yeah, 100% great things are happening. And we have to focus on the positivity thing. That's when I started this platform, Heroes Media Group. It was all about uh wanting to create a positive atmosphere because there's enough negativity in the world. Or we focus on negativity. I had somebody say this to me last Thursday. It said, um, positivity isn't sexy. It doesn't sell from a business standpoint. And there's a lot of truth to that statement, unfortunately. Um, but I'm in this for the long haul. When I started this, I wasn't ignorant to think that, oh, I'm going to change people's minds right away and this will happen overnight and we're going to take over the mainstream media and we're going to just change everybody's mindset and the world's going to be, unicorns and rainbows and all that other, you know, stuff. And in my mind, I'm crazy enough to think that 15, 20 years from now, when we start now and we start creating that positive flow and that positivity, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to see more of it. But it starts with us. It starts within, and it starts in your household. It starts in your communities, and then you spread that out. And everybody says, positivity won't sell. Well, I'm here to prove it wrong because I think it will. And that's where I'm asking you guys to help with that. And I know there's a lot of you out there that watch this show and that listen to these shows on the network and stuff. There's a reason why these shows are attracted to Heroes Media Group is because they believe in the Heroes community and they want to create that positivity. And we have to start now. This may take long after I'm gone before it actually switches. But if this can happen 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, they're going to dissect that and see where did this positivity come from. And it's all of us here right now within this organization, all you, the viewers, the listeners, all the shows that are on the network, and all of your networks within. If you spread that out, that's how it starts. It's not going to happen overnight. We certainly didn't get to where we are in the world today overnight. This stuff's been going on for years and years and years, but we have to focus on the positive and move forward with it. Be the new trend, if you will. I don't know. I don't want to say trend because we want this to be long lasting. So, when is enough enough? It's time to. I had a buddy of mine yesterday say it's time to raise the black flag, and we just got to start pushing forward and start taking back our communities. Start taking back what is ours. This isn't a political statement, although a lot of it is probably the basis of what's going on is caused by this. But it's time for us to hoist the black flag and start taking back our communities and start switching people's mindset. There's so much you know negativity, and let's switch that on. I'm willing to bet anybody that watches this, I am willing to bet there are more positive things that happen in the world than there are negative things. The problem is people watch the news, and I don't care. Pick a news organization, left, right, down the middle, doesn't matter. There's too much negativity that goes on, and that's all they see. That's all you watch because they want to. I don't want to say brainwash you because it sounds more conspiracy, but it's ultimately they kind of want to keep feeding you that bullshit. I said it. It's crap. We need organizations to start spreading more positivity. And if I'm wrong, then I don't want to be right. That's how I feel. And if you agree, let me know if you agree. Let me get caught up on some of these here. What do we got here? Mark, yes. Uncle Lou, enough's enough. Ditch the bow tie. Really? Ditch the bow tie? Okay. Ditch the bow tie. You know what? My uncle Chris, ditch the boy. Yeah, I know. Let me draw your name for Christmas this year. You know what you're getting. Yeah, buddy. I love it. I love it. Let me see here. Morning, Chris. How are you? Generation change. Yep, I believe it. Be the beacon. Mark, you're so right on that, man. You're so right. Venmo me $10 for free advice. We Melissa, good morning. How are you? Kaylin, I got to give a shout out to Kaylin real quick. Kaylin has been a dear friend of mine for many, many years. And we work together on some projects, so I absolutely love it. Thank you for jumping on, Kaylin. Appreciate your support. Shay Sparks. I always smile when I say her name. She is her and I great phone conversations. I love being together, and she is doing some amazing things. Um, I'm going to talk about her show here. She's got the Power of Investing in People podcast. We're going to get into the shows here in just a few minutes. So, but tell me, am I wrong, guys? Am I wrong for saying that that enough is enough? I think it's time that we, hoist that black flag and we start moving forward and start present. And like I said, this doesn't have to be like, oh, kumbaya type thing, but I just look what's going on. The gas prices, they're talking about food shortages and stuff like that. And if that's really going on, do you think they probably have control over it? Maybe it's time for us to take back control. What does that mean? I don't know. I'll leave that open for you guys to decide. Christina, good morning, dear. How are you? Kalen, locally we network, grow our own food, run our own office. Yeah, that's how I think. And eventually, Kalen, when we start creating more of that, that's where that positivity starts to spread out, and everybody starts to prosper a little bit more. I think. Stewards of our own resources. Yeah, I love that. Love the stewards of our own resources. That a lot of you, I brought this up, and I know Kaylin does this too. We started growing our own food the last 2 years. We got lettuce, potatoes. I got raspberry plants now this year that we planted. Onions. Like we're trying to be more self-sufficient, and then you deal with like your local farmers. And for those of you that eat a lot of beef or pork or whatnot, get with the local farmers and purchase, your beef and pork through the local farmers and whatnot. You save a lot of money that way. A little more up front, but in the long run, it lasts a long time. So you gotta check that out. Uh, yeah, Gabe, you're right. You're right. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate all the comments. This is great. I love this. So let's enough's enough. Now we got to move forward with some of the other stuff that's that's going on. Tomorrow is Armed Forces Day. So make sure it's the military month. It's also Mental Health Awareness Month. For those of you that didn't know, so check on your battle buddies. Those of you out there. Um, Let me see here. What else we got this month? Memorial Day coming up very quickly upon us on the 31st. And I'm going to put this out there. We will be down in D.C., as we usually are every year for Memorial Day, and we're going to be doing the Memorial Day Parade. So if you are in and around our nation's capital, come on down. Let us know that you're going to be down there, and we'll try to link up. We got some other people, Camouflage Sisters. We used to work with them quite a bit. Still very, very close friends with all my sisters over there. Lila Holly, Ashley McKnight. Love my sisters over there. They're doing some book signings in and around the area right now. So make sure you come down and say hello. Tonight is the American Veterans Ball at the MGM in National Harbor. I want to give a shout out to my man Ozzy Ramos and the entire crew putting that together. So if you're going, make sure you take a lot of pictures. I couldn't attend this year, but we are there in spirit. So what else do we have? That's all I got for my notes right now. I'm a little disorganized, so you'll forgive me. We got new show coming out. Several new shows coming out in June. June's going to be a busy month for us. I'm really excited about this, but coming out, I believe it's June 2nd. Pushing Back Chaos. Let me ask you this. You guys remember the Not Your Average Operator show? Pushing Back Chaos. It's those guys. Mike, Raph, and Mellon created a new show, Pushing Back Chaos. Picture like Not Your Average what they did for Not Your Average Operator. Picture this new show like their old one, but on steroids. This one is going to change the game. These guys really open up. There's such a connection and life lessons that you learn with these three. And I'm honored to call them friends, and then I'm get to work with them. But I'm really excited because they've got some really cool episodes for you guys coming up here. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be coming out. The first episode, I believe, launches June 2nd. So make sure you check that out. License for Love. I've been talking about these guys for a couple months now, and June 3rd will be their episode release. They actually did a pilot show that you can listen to right now on the Heroes Media Group Network. License for Love. Check it out. Coming out June 3rd, season 1. What else do we have in June? Oh, Shay Sparks. I don't know if Shay's still on or not, but Shay, The Power of Investing in People podcast coming out in June, or season 6. And let me tell you something. Probably her best season yet. No joke. This is going to be on fire. No pun intended, Shay. But you want to check this out. Pay attention to this gal. She's amazing. The Power of Investing in People podcast, season 6 coming in June. So, what else do we got here? Let's get into some of these other shows. We got the new show, Women's Expressions on Leadership, Learning, and Liberty with host John Krotek. This week, Mindy Gibbons, resilience coach for men, and she's also a speaker. There's Shay. I thought you'd still be on. Mindy, no doubt, processing resiliency is paramount to human emotional and physical healing and well-being. A survivor herself, she seeks to transform the lives of men who find themselves feeling unfulfilled, uninspired, or even lost. She's very authentic. So check that out. That's this week's new show, Next up, we got the Live Free series with our man Jay. This week, he does 2 episodes a month. So this first episode this month is speaking with Dr. Andrea Matra. She's a clinical child psychologist on a mission to fortify families by teaching coping, relationship, and parenting skills. This is really cool. And if you're a parent, you're gonna love this one. If you got kids still at a younger age, I strongly encourage all of you to listen to this. There's some good information here with this one. Next up, we got your 6 at 6. Mark Peterson and the crew over there. Over at the People's Patriot Project. Absolutely love those guys over there. Every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. They do a live show on their Facebook page, and they're awesome. And they got some recordings that I need to catch up on. So, Mark, if you're still on, forgive me, but that'll be done this week. But make sure you guys check them out. Like I said, every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project. Next up, we got Oscar Mike Radio. If you don't know who Travis is, and if you're not listening to Oscar Mike Radio, you're wrong. You got to check this out. He just did an episode. He did a show last night, yesterday. This one, Veterans Unchained. 19 women veterans came together for this amazing project called Veterans Unchained. He sits down and talks with Gina Baker, who presented the work. It's women veterans that discuss their stories of loss, trauma, and being unchained. This was quite an incredible interview, and you can watch the video right now. If you go over to Oscar Mike Radio's Facebook page, I believe it's the first one in his feed. You can check it out. He did it yesterday, so it was pretty awesome. Next up, we got the Arms Room. Love our folks down there, the Arms Room show. This week, John is leading the discussion, and it's unfortunate. It's John's last show for a little while. And John, who is the owner of Red Wire Gear, he does a Red Wire Gear moment on the show if you've watched the show. Also, just an amazing individual. This week, they are discussing how to manage consistency and flexibility at the same time in your life. Let me say that again. Manage consistency and flexibility at the same time in your life. Check that out. That's this week's The Arms Room show. Love it. Love it. Next up, the Carry On podcast. This week, she is talking with JR, and I'm going to butcher your last name, JR. Forgive me. It's JR Majewski. Might have said that right. So Mr. JR, who is running for Ohio's 9th Congressional District, he's from Toledo, Ohio, and he is an Air Force veteran. He's on the ballot for the general election in November and just recently advanced from the Republican primary on May 3rd. So they talk about what he's going to be doing up there in his district. So that's awesome. Check that out. All right, next up, we got the Environmentally Speaking. This week, completely different type of show than what they normally do. They have a special guest who is the executive director of the Bird's Eye Cape Wildlife Center, Zach, a.k.a. Super Fun Zach. That's not my words. That's theirs. And if you listen to the episode, you'll hear why. This week, so they have Zach on. He's the from Bird's Eye Cape Wildlife Center. They're going over what the organization does. Also, they're going to educate you a little bit on the weather and squirrel season. That's squirrel season. Yeah, squirrel season. I said squirrel season. Yeah, it says squirrel season. Yeah. Why? You got to listen to find out. This is a really this was a fun episode to listen to. Squirrel season. Yeah, I was taken back when I first heard it, but it makes a heck of a lot of sense when you listen to this. So check that out. That's this week's Environmentally Speaking. Next up, we got Time to Shine Today with our man Fergie. This week, find financial peace of mind with founder of Cambridge Money Coaching, Dennis Harlson. Dennis is a certified money coach and the founder of Cambridge Money Coaching. Money coaching deals with subconscious patterns, beliefs, and behaviors around money that we all have. Prior to becoming a money coach, Dennis spent 30 years in the banking and wealth management. He works with individuals, couples, and financial professionals such as IFAs and planners. Check that out. Especially if you got money issues and whatnot, you might want to check this out and learn something. Next up, we got the MSEC podcast, Military Child Education Coalition. Great nonprofit organization dealing with military kids and families. This week, the Bott family shares how taking a gap year provided their son with opportunities they didn't know he needed. And this particular episode was made possible by the support of Mountain Home Air Force Base Officers Spouse Club. So thank you for that, Mountain Home Air Force Base Officers Spouse Club. This is good episode this week. You don't really realize how like taking a gap year might have some really good opportunities for your kids. A lot of the times it's like, get out of high school, go right into college or something else. Taking that gap year could be very beneficial, and the Bott family explains that very well. I say this every week. Military Child Education Coalition. If you are a active duty service member, a veteran, guard, reserve, and you have children in the house still of age that are in school, if you're not following Military Child Education Coalition, follow them. Go to their websites. They have a slew of resources for military families. So if you're getting ready to PCS and you need to know schools in the new area and whatnot, they have all of these resources. They have classes that parents can take. They have classes that the kids can take to help them get situated in their new area. They're amazing. I'm going to say this about MSEC as well, is they're coming to DC for their global summit July 18th through the 20th this year. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you go to their website and check it out. So that is this week's MSEC podcast. Stay with me. Got a few more here. Ubaldi Reports. Make sure you go check it out. They do shows every week on their Facebook page live. I kind of like this. They do from a political standpoint. They're kind of like a crossfire kind of. They basically dismantle both parties, and it's actually entertaining. I love it, and educational at that. So check that out. It's Ubaldi Reports. We would not be here if it wasn't for our sponsors. Got to give a shout out to my man Anthony over at My Tax Fella. Also, John and Stacy over at Simper Savage. They make the best salad dressing and marinades on the planet. HMG Beverage, my other company, our sister company. Make sure you check that out. We have our coffee's getting ready to come out, hopefully here later this summer, as we've moved everything in-house. If you want to try our gin or our bourbons right now, email me and or direct message us here, and we can show you how to get a hold of that stuff. If you are in the Tennessee area, make sure you go check out our friends over at Short Mountain Distillery. Get down there, and you can actually sample some of the HMG beverage products there. And I also want to give a shout out to JB Auto Clothier, as well as my buddy James Boggs with Sonando Terra Customs, who actually did the wooden flag there in the background. So, enough's enough. That's it. That's all I got. Enough is enough. You guys have listened to me long enough, seen me long enough today. So, hope you all have some fun, exciting plans for this weekend. Do something fun. Get out in nature. Get out there. Turn the TVs off because, like I said at the beginning of the show, all that stuff is garbage anyway, right? Next week, that's when I'm going to see you guys. I'm going to see you all next week. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you guys next week. Love y'all.